Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. Today I have a very special guest, Mark, with me. Mark, for the people who don't know who you are, do you want to introduce yourself?
What's going on, guys? I am Mark. You might know me as Marky FitWiz on Instagram, IFBB Pro, Natty Legend.
So like I was saying off camera before we started, we started following each other on Instagram not too long ago, couple months, maybe a few months. When I moved to the gym, when I moved to the gym
I think
joint.
not too long after your shows, actually.
Oh, is it? Is it been
Yeah,
that
yeah,
long?
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's been,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
okay. It's been a minute. Well, I looked at your Instagram and I saw that you won your IFBB Pro card, and I was like, okay, cool, decent. He's obviously got a great physique. He's done classic, blah, blah, blah. And it's obviously a goal in the back of my mind, something that I want to do. So I like to watch the guys in and around me and see what the quality is like. And I noticed you're a natural, and I was like, oh shit, he's natural. And then Lewis Emmanuel knows you. He said he knows.
Yeah, I met him. He came down to Graftism a few times, so I
Yeah,
got introduced to him, and then we got chatting. Yeah, he
yeah.
saw me, kind of like early stages of my prep, and
Right,
that's when
right.
I was kind of like, oh, I might jump into a BMBF show and
Yeah, yeah,
this,
yeah, yeah,
this,
yeah.
but I said my main focus is obviously IFBB, but I said I might just jump into that and see what's up, but I never did end up jumping into.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think timings, isn't it? Like and again, it's just priorities. If your priority was with getting an IFBB Pro card, it's hard to because you'd be an amateur with the BMBF, wouldn't you, at the time?
yeah,
Yeah, so it's difficult to kind of split that interest because you're talking about getting the big one basically. The IFBB
yeah.
Pro card is the big
Yeah,
card.
yeah,
You know what
that
I
was my
mean?
focus.
So yeah, so
Hence why I didn't really do any other federations as much as I
yeah,
wanted to,
yeah,
and I always had the inkling to do it. And I
yeah.
thought, you know what, I'm in Nick, let me just do it. And then afterwards, I'm just like, nah,
Yeah, I don't
I'm
blame
just
you,
gonna
bro.
stick to my guns and go with what I
Yeah.
need to go for.
No, I don't blame you. But yeah, Lewis, I was speaking to Lewis at Gym Joint. I've been down there for maybe a few months now, 3 or 4 months now. And yeah, he was just saying how much of a nice guy you are. He said he met you at the gym and blah 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 blah, and he was just only had good things to say. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna shout him and see if he's willing to come on because I like to surround myself with good peoples in general. And
Yeah,
when I hear people say that other people are good people, I tend to trust their judgment because they're good people themselves, so they have a good
yeah,
judgment of that, typically speaking. So yeah, I'm glad and grateful that you've spared the time to come on here. I know you're busy.
yeah. Thanks for
With
inviting me
client.
down, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
no
it.
problem, man. No problem, no problem. So yeah, so let's start then, because I'm very interested myself, because I don't know too much about your journey. We briefly spoke in the DMs and that. You've said that you predominantly have done federations, the popular federations, but typically untested federations. So
Yeah.
being a natural athlete and being a lifetime natural athlete, what was your reasoning for going towards those federations as opposed to the typical WMBF, UK DFBA, BMBF sort of route?
Yeah, well, first, when I talk about the early years of me competing, I didn't even know about them.
Right, right,
I
right,
didn't know about BMBF and WMBF. I had no idea
right.
that they
Okay.
even existed. It was pretty much 2014 was my first show. So, and even before that, I was hesitant to do it. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
that people in my gym that have done bodybuilding before said, "You should compete. You
yeah,
should compete. You're in great nick." You
yeah,
kind of know
yeah, 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 yeah,
that's how a lot of people do start getting into it. You're in the gym, you're doing your thing,
yeah,
and then somebody goes, "You should compete." And then at
yeah,
first I was like, "No, no, 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 no."
yeah,
I was kind of ignorant to it. I don't want to do that.
yeah.
I like let me train, do my thing,
Mm.
keep myself in good nick, and that's it. And then kept on getting asked or like prompted
Yeah.
more, and then I looked into it a bit. Um, and then then ended up doing my first show. One of the guys at my gym, Naz, helped me prep for that show. So that was Miami Pro.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't even like uh yeah, it was just like Miami Pro. It was like, okay, there's a show there. Let me do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I done it. That was 214, come fourth. So I was
Mm.
like, great result. And then I kind of went, oh, you know what, this bodybuilding thing's all right, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's actually all right. So then obviously I started investing myself a bit more into it,
yeah.
and then looking at what's going on around. And then I was like, okay, the same guy Naz, he kind of said, oh yeah, this federation's good, which was UKBFF at the time.
Yeah.
He's already competed multiple times with UKBFF, this and that. That was the IFBB kind of affiliate at the time.
Yeah.
Which again, I wasn't too knowledgeable about it, but I was like,
Yeah.
okay, let's do that one. I'm up for it now. Let's go for it. So
Yeah.
done that. And funny thing is, I wanted to do men's physique.
Right, right, right.
Yeah. I always wanted to do men's physique. I was like, yeah, men's physique. Because by that time I started looking, but I'm looking at all the pros at the time now, and I'm like, yeah, this guy, Jeremy Bandera,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, Ryan Terry, all of these guys, and I'm like, yeah, they're sick.
yeah,
And I didn't really realize there was a big difference between pro and amateur. I was just like, they look sick.
yeah,
I want to do that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
then prepping. And then I think I got to like a week, 2 weeks out. And then I went to a posing like seminar class with the UKBFF. And then a couple of the judges were there, and then took off my top. And they were like, what class are you doing? And then I was like, men's physique. And they went, nah, you're too big.
Really?
Yeah, they were like, I was like, too big. And in my head, I'm thinking about these guys.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah,
too big.
yeah,
And then, yeah, they said to me, if you go on stage as men's physique, all that's gonna happen is you're gonna get marked down for being too muscular. And then they said you can do bodybuilding, middleweight under 80 kilograms. Because I must have been about 78,
yeah,
77 kilos at the time. So then I was like, okay. And then I almost thought about dropping out. I was like, I don't really want to do bodybuilding. I want to do men's
yeah,
physique. Yeah. So I kind of got a bit disheartened. And then kind of said, well, I'm already in shape.
yeah,
And then I said, you know what? I have no idea how to do bodybuilding poses. Kind of got a quick crash course
yeah,
on
yeah,
how to do it. Done the show, came second. And I was like, all right, not too bad. But still, bodybuilding wasn't, I was like, I don't want to do bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I want to do men's physique.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I done the finals. I didn't place in the finals. And then after that, I kind of said, you know what? I'm going to leave it out for a while. So, yeah, again, as we were speaking before we turned up, I went to my first expo, Body Power, NEC. And then that kind of opened my eyes. I was like, there is a lot of good physiques here. There's some physique that, you know, when you get stuck in your bubble.
Yes.
And then at the time, everyone's telling you, you're great. You're great. And you think, and obviously you are good.
Yeah.
But then I was just stuck in my bubble. I'm used to my little gym circle and whatever. And like, I've got one of the best physiques in the gym or in the area. And I'm like, yeah, I'm the guy. And I went to NEC and I went, oof, I got a lot of work to do here. I got a lot of work to do here.
Yeah.
And then that gave me so much motivation. And I said, yeah, I need to level up.
Yeah.
I started leveling up, but still no ambitions to compete then, just level up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then training for a couple of years, and then Classic Physique came about. I was like, that's for me.
Yeah.
That is for me. Yeah, and then that was it. After a few years, I came back and done my first show. That's when Two Bros come about now.
Yeah,
so, Done Classic. Came first in the qualifier. I was like, yeah, this is me now. Missed out on the overall.
Yeah.
That was at the qualifier. Then I went to do the finals, British finals, won in a stats class, went in the overall, just missed out on my pro card then. John Lofthouse won his pro card that year.
Right.
So I was in the overall with John, and a couple of other guys. I'm sure I can't remember who, but one of the other guys is a pro now as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so done those two shows. Um, competed at the Ben Weeder, and then that's when I was like, yeah, I want to got because I hit the 2 overalls. I was like, that's when I kind of said I want to be a pro.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to be an IFBB pro now, and that's when my kind of goal switched. Like
Yes.
IFBB
Yeah.
pro, let's do it. And then to my advantage, two bros brought out the natural side to it, and I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
this is
Perfect.
perfect. Now
Made for you. Made for you.
this is even better. As much as I like competing against the
Yeah.
the untested guys, because it makes you work. I have
100%.
to think, you know what, I gotta bring the best every single time.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not gonna get a look in.
Yeah.
So, but when they brought the naturals, and I know there's some 100% epic naturals out there,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, I gotta bring the heat to these shows.
Yeah.
And then I've done the first. It was in the lockdown. I've done the first naturals and won my class. Missed out on the overall
Right.
again. But that year they wasn't giving out. That was the first natural two bro show.
So
So
they
they
weren't
wasn't giving
giving up.
out pro cards. They wanted to kind of see what the level was
Yeah.
of the naturals first, and then I was like, okay, I didn't get the overall. Obviously, got some work to do. So then I took a year and a half out.
Mm.
The next year, went to watch most of the natural two bro shows to kind
Yeah.
of see what's going on. Great standard and everything. And that guy, Taff,
Yep. Tafamiji.
yes, he won his pro card in Classic.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, this guy's sick as well.
Yeah.
I was like, next year, that's going to be me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
and then last year, literally came back, coming and sweeped it up.
I like it, man. There's so much there I want to question about, but I need to do it in order. I need to do it in order. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a pin in. I'm gonna put a pin in competing with the guys who are unnatural. I'll leave that for now. But when I started bodybuilding, yeah. So I came from football. Again, the people listening have heard this story so many times. I came from football, injured, and went to the gym for rehab, realized that I was gaining tissue without even trying. And I was like, I'm just going to go to the gym because I like being big now. Yeah. It was never a goal for me before. I always was in shape because I was playing football at a decent level. So it was always, you know what I mean? I was trying to be pro. So I was borderline, always playing at those levels. So I was like, cool. I don't think this is for me anymore. I keep missing work with injuries. Let me just go to the gym. Went to the gym, put on some size. I was like, okay, cool. Same thing you said. People in the gym, you should compete, you should compete, you should compete. Yeah?
Yeah.
In my head, I'm similar to you. I didn't know that natural bodybuilding existed. I didn't know that existed. I thought that all bodybuilding was just natural anyway. I thought all bodybuilding was natural. And
Yeah, I didn't even know about this,
no,
the roids,
no,
this,
I didn't know a
heads, nothing. I
thing.
didn't know. I just went in and I said, yeah,
Yeah,
let's do
because I
it.
played because I played football, like it's so frowned upon for anything like that, diet pills, anything, you
Yeah,
can't do anything. So I'm going into that world with football mind, thinking how can they compete with each other if they're openly taking steroids? How does that work? And then
yeah,
obviously I got to know, and like it was like, oh, so there's a clear separation between these man and these man, and da 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 da, da. And people are like, yeah, you can stand on the natural stage, blah 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 blah. Long story short, whatever. But even when I realized, cool, I'm natural. So I don't have any aspirations to take steroids ever. And
yeah,
you never say never, but I'm 99.9% sure that I'm never going to take anything that I shouldn't. Psalms and all that kind of nothing. Yeah.
yeah.
But if I did, my goal goes to I want to look like Phil Heath and I want to look like Ronnie Coleman. I want to look like those guys.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah,
so when you saw Ryan Terry and Jeremy Buendia and these other guys, Raymond and what's Lucky Libra's real name? Can't remember his name now. Something Ferguson.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Ferguson,
yeah. These
OJ
guys,
Ferguson.
because again, I was very familiar with them as well. I'm still obviously familiar with them. I follow bodybuilding quite heavily now. But I saw them and I was like, yeah, yeah, I like it. But one thing with me as well, my legs have always been big because of football. So
Okay, yeah,
so legs for me were like the only thing I really had major confidence in to stand on stage when at the very beginning anyway. So it was like,
yeah,
right, the fact that they're wearing shorts that cover them, I can't that takes away my strength. It doesn't add to me. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So and classic physique was really new. I'm talking Brion maybe just won his first one, maybe.
Okay,
I know
yeah,
there was a couple champs before Brion, but it was really new. So
yeah.
I didn't even know that existed at the time. I only knew it existed after I found out about Brion winning his first one or second
That's
one.
one in that. Yeah.
Yeah. So must again, long way around asking the question is what is it about men's physique that drew you in? Is it just the aesthetic? Is it because I know you like classic now, obviously, classics come about, blah, 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 blah. But what is it? Are you do you not see basically do you not like the look of like the big blown out look, the Ronnies, the Phils,
I
like
I like it to look at. I
yeah,
like it to be the spectator,
yeah,
but I don't like it. I wouldn't want to be
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I want to be massive, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
to be respectfully massive.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah,
Because obviously you hear guys now like Ian Valier and all these guys talking about going over 300 pounds and they need sleep app machines and they can't breathe properly and
yeah,
they're just
yeah. It's crazy. Yeah,
uncomfortable and they sweat everywhere. And I'm like,
Sweat,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that's
yeah,
not great. That's not
yeah.
great.
It's
That's
not.
not great. And it's not ideal for me. So right. So you've gone into this world of bodybuilding, you've realized that the guys that you're competing against are on steroids eventually. Yeah. And you're like,
Yeah.
cool, that doesn't really matter to me. I don't care. I'm just gonna do what I need to do. Um, what is it that kept you from going, well, these guys are on steroids. Clearly there's nothing wrong with it because I'm competing against guys who are on the same stage as me and they're doing well and they're doing this and they're doing that. What is it that stopped you from going, oh, I'm gonna take some gear as well?
Scared, bro.
Nah?
Yeah, scared. Yeah, I've heard so much horror stories
Yeah.
that yeah, it just scares me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really does. Scares me. And I think obviously let's be real, genetics have a big part to play in bodybuilding, period.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily I've got a great set of genetics.
Yeah.
So which gives me a bit of a head start.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I do get lean, I stay lean
Yeah.
pretty much, lean enough
Yeah. Yeah. I know
compared
what you
to
mean. I know what you
others.
mean. Yeah.
My muscle bellies are round
Yeah. They pop.
and
Yeah.
full. So yeah, and I have a yeah, so it gives me pop.
Mm-hmm.
So luckily, those things play to my advantage, and I just had to put the hard work on top of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've thought about doing steroids many times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, especially bodybuilding is emotional, bro. The
Yeah.
times when like at the time when I done the Ben Weeder and I done the UK BFF, those are probably the two shows that I didn't place. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when I was like, nah. And especially I think Ben Weeder was the main one because I've already invested in I want to be a pro now.
Yeah.
Because I've just come off the back of coming and going in two overalls,
Yeah.
just missing out on the overall. So I'm like, okay, I'm like here close to
Mm.
then going to the next show the next year and not even placing. And that one hit my heart. And
Yeah.
then I
Yeah.
was like, and then everyone is like, for that show, it's like, I feel like everyone came in supersized.
Right.
And I was like, this is crazy. And
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? I was so upset. And like my coach, Jace, you could see the upset in me. I was in tears pretty much, bro.
Mm.
And I said, bro, I'm going to jump on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
literally, as soon as I came off stage, I was like jumping on it.
Yeah.
I'm not having it no more.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah. And obviously I've gone home, I've seen my missus, I've spoken to her, I've spoken to my friends, I've eaten some food, I've calmed down.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, no,
Yeah.
calm down. Let's just work harder. There's still other variables that I haven't really done properly to the max yet.
Okay.
Like I haven't done that time. I haven't really done a proper bulk.
Right.
To see like how much like mass can we really put on. And things like that. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, let me use all of the variables that I can do first, and we'll see.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So
I respect it.
So I've used those variables and I've come back and I kept on getting better with these variables. So I'm like, if I can get better with these variables, I have no need for that.
Yeah. No. I hear that. I hear that 100%. The genetic part in particular, I also fall into that category where I feel as though, so I've been training. November 4th this year will be 7 years training.
Yeah.
And I feel like, generally speaking, I've got what I've got relatively quick in terms of what I've won and that kind of stuff. And even in terms of the physique I have, don't get me wrong, I work hard. Like, I don't post most of what I do because I don't want, the rivals to be doing what I'm doing. But but the things I want to show, I show. But I'm telling you, if you train with me, enhanced or not, I train hard. And
same.
Yeah,
same.
I'm sure
you don't be like, right.
Yeah, you don't accomplish
how do you train like this daily?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is just what I do, bro.
Yeah, you don't accomplish what you've done. You don't accomplish what you've accomplished if you don't train hard. I think people get it mixed up. Even if I say people, young guys in particular get mixed up. Young guys and girls, because even if you're pinning, I've seen plenty of just not competitors, just general gym goers that pin, and they talk about it openly, and they just want to look good for their misses, and they want to be like look good on the beach. They could look that way if they hit all their variables day to day naturally. They don't look much better, and it's because the work they're putting in is not quality work.
It's not quality work.
It's not quality work. So the fact that you've accomplished what you've accomplished naturally, I don't need to see you train to know you train hard. You don't get that naturally, and you don't compete with these level of man if you're not working hard. I don't care who you are. Even like I always say, naturally, as far as I'm aware in my knowledge of the bodybuilding world, Nathan Williams, is probably the most genetically gifted bodybuilder, natural bodybuilder I've ever seen. Yeah. He's like disgusting,
mind blowing.
Yeah, it's different. You don't look like that if you do not train hard. I don't care what anyone says. Give me whatever genetics you want. Give me Ronnie Coleman's genetics, Keon Pearson's genetics. Give me whatever genetics you want. If I'm not going in and putting the work in every day, listen. The man is striated year round. Nathan is striated year round. Yeah, he's not sitting at home eating a pizza every evening. I don't care what anyone says.
He's
just
he's disciplined. He's consistent.
Yeah. I just don't like when people try and, again, me and you were talking here, we're on the same page, yeah? We both have accomplished decent things, and we're both genetically gifted. We both work hard. We can talk about it. But it does annoy me, just on a personal note, when people who are not in our position and not doing well want to say, well, the reason you are where you are is because of your genetics. Genetics obviously play a part. But they're elite bodybuilders.
That's not it. You come and train with me. You come and live in my house for a month.
Yep.
Train how I train. Eat like I eat.
Yep.
And you see, we'll see. I was at my friend's son's birthday yesterday.
Yeah.
All kind of curry goat.
Yeah.
That brown stew chicken, all kind of stuff, cake, whatever. I didn't eat a thing. And people were like trying to offer me food. I'm like, nah. I just started a diet a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
I'm all right.
Okay.
People are kind of like, what do you mean? Not just even fish. You're not even going to have a bit of fish. No. It's not cooked and prepped by me and not weighed to what I need it to be.
Yeah.
I'm not eating it. And I said, don't get me wrong. Don't think I don't want to eat it, but I'm not eating it.
No. I got to the point now with my family and the people surrounded around me when I'm prepping. They understand. Like if I'm like, Yeah, I'll be there. Like I'll be at most social events that we organize as a family. I mean, not like clubbing and that, but like
Yeah,
going to a family's yard for something, like you said, your brother's son's birthday. Like you're you I don't exclude myself from that, but when I turn up and I'm like, oh no, I'm getting ready for a show, they leave it there. They know I'm not gonna have anything. They see me with my Tupperware, they see me doing what I need to do. Like it,
yeah,
yeah, they leave it alone now. The first
and
year,
that's
it was a bit shaky, but
yeah,
after that, they know now, and they know.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
it. And
yeah.
a lot of people can't do that.
No, no.
A
And
lot
a
of
lot of
people
people
can't
don't do
do
it. A lot of people don't do it. And in the off season, admittedly, I'm so I'm on a mini cut at the moment, so now's a little bit different. I'm obviously a slightly stricter, but even still, I have my scheduled cheat meals when I schedule them in. Like
Yeah, same,
I'm
same.
like
I'm
you,
on a mini cut now as well.
I could stay lean. I could stay lean year round. I choose not to. I don't. I like I like putting on the extra bit of fluff, not get fat. So unnecessary to get fat, but I like
Yeah,
to put on that little bit extra fluff to gain that bit of tissue. And I know in my weight, I know in my feeling, I know in my strength levels, my performances in the gym, when that extra weight is not paying dividends anymore, and then I pull it
yeah,
back.
and then you put it
Yeah, I
back.
pull it
Yeah,
back. So this time around, it was 91.5. So
okay.
91.5, I got there. I was as big as I needed to be in terms of that phase of bulking. Because this is
Yeah,
my second year of off season, because I was supposed to compete this year and things came up. But yeah, I accidentally, because I stopped weighing myself, didn't really worry about dieting and that, because my job was just busy as hell and I kind of lost track. I was traveling all the time, back and forth, flying here, flying there, and it just kind of lost track of time. And I think after about 3 weeks, I was up to 92.7, which is way too heavy for me. Yeah, I'm only
yeah.
5'5". So way too
Okay.
heavy. Yeah, way too heavy for what I need to be. Just relative to me anyway. So I was like, cool, I need to bring that shit down. Now I'm at like, ooh, camera. Oh shit. Uh,
Yeah,
it'll sort itself out. Anyway, yeah, yeah, there you go.
yeah.
Um, yeah. Now I'm at like last weekend. I haven't weighed myself this weekend yet. Last weekend I was 89. I was 89. So I've lost like almost 3 kilo. So
Okay.
yeah. Which again, I'm trying to do it steady, but like I know that. So I'm probably the aim is to get down to about 87 and a bit, and then push back up to 91, and then hold 91 until
Yeah,
prep early
yeah.
next year.
Because sometimes you don't need to get too heavy. Sometimes being too heavy is not optimal.
No, it's not, and it doesn't make sense. Like when you start prepping, so I've just started helping a guy with his prep, and he lost 1.6 kilo last week. It's his first week, so it's a lot of water weight and all this other stuff. And
Yeah,
he was up 2 reps yesterday on
yeah,
stiffing. And it's
yeah,
like, because your energy levels, your structure, eating food at the right time consistently throughout a day for a week,
yeah.
you'll see the difference from
You see the
that.
difference. Yeah,
100% you see the difference immediately. So
yeah,
yeah, it's one of them things, man. I think people, like you rightfully said, come and live with me for a month, come and train with me for a month, and see whether genetics are more important than the work I'm actually
then
doing.
the word. Yeah,
Yeah. And the young guys and the guys who are not necessarily as successful as they want to be in the sport, I think they need to look inward. Don't just look at other guys and say, well, I'll never be successful because they've got the genetics and I don't. There are
yeah.
guys who
Hard work. There's plenty of guys that haven't been blessed with great genetics, and
they're
they're on
elite.
top.
They're elite. And there are also guys who have genetics and they half-ass everything and they have a half-ass physique because of it.
Yeah, yeah,
They're not beating anyone worthwhile. You might say, well, yeah, he won his local show, but he didn't win the overall. And it's like, well, he would have won the overall and probably won a pro card by now if he was actually putting in the
if
work.
he was actually putting in the proper work. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
there's
it.
a difference.
Yeah,
There's a difference. Anyway, enough ranting. So, um, another thing you said, which I think is very it's piqued my interest for a question. So obviously your initial interest in bodybuilding was men's physique. Classic physique came around. Obviously that was perfect for you because you're too big for at least amateur men's physique, you're way too big for. So now that you're IFBB Pro, you
yeah,
can obviously shift between weight classes and shift between classes.
yeah.
Is classic still your chosen category, being natural in the pro ranks, or is men's physique an option again?
Nah, classic.
Classic all
Because
day.
I done men's physique last year. I done men's physique in the Arnold. Last year,
I saw pictures on your gram. I saw pictures.
yeah, I pretty much done everything last year. I done
Right.
everything from men's physique to bodybuilding last year.
Right.
Because yeah, I tell you what, because I was like, I wish I'd done classic at the Arnold's last year though.
Mm.
Like I enjoyed doing men's physique, but now men's physique is not my priority.
Right.
Classic is my priority.
Okay.
But I do enjoy, and I did enjoy doing men's physique last year. So what's happened? I done 2 shows, untested shows last year. I done a qualifier, which I done classic and men's physique, and then I done the Arnold's, which I only done men's physique.
Right.
For 2 reasons, couple of reasons. All right, so I've done the qualifier. I've won in men's physique, just missed out on the overall.
Mm.
I could have been a bit tighter.
Yeah.
I put my hands up to that. Classic, I came second in my class. The guy that won the overall, and it was a close one. The judges said it was a close one between me and the guy, but again, could have been a bit tighter from the rear. I tried to come in with a bit more fullness, so I did sacrifice some condition on that. And then for me, if I do sacrifice condition, it's going to be from the rear.
Yeah.
My front always comes in sharp, quick, but it's just that lower back, glute.
Yeah.
That,
Same as me.
Yeah, it just holds. Yeah. So first reason was like, okay, well, I've done really good in men's physique. Let me push through that for the Arnold. And then obviously I was like, ooh, the Arnold is like, it was like 350 a class, and I was like, do I want to spend £700? Well, it would probably be when you add tan, travel, hotel, that, it would be I was like, let me just do one class. So I was like, I've done better in men's physique in the qualifier, so let me run with men's physique. Okay. So I've done that. So then come third in men's physique, so I was well happy anyway. Coming top 3 at the Arnold, I was like, yeah, that was like a big win for me. I was like, yeah, that's sick.
Yeah.
So then I had the naturals shows to come now. So I've done the qualifier. So I've stuck with the same regime. I've done men's physique and I've done classic. So one classic, won the overall, and I came second in men's physique.
Yeah.
And then they said to me, listen, because obviously the judges have seen me year on year now. Yeah. And they said, listen, naturals don't do men's physique. Yeah. Was like, yeah, it goes in the untested shows, men's physique, you fit in, but they said you look like you're bigger than some of the bodybuilders. Yeah. Yeah. Like in the natural division. So it would be hard for us to reward you for men's physique and classic in a natural show. Yeah. And I was like, makes sense. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then I was like, okay, we've got the finals to go. Forget men's physique. I'm going to listen to the judges. And then I was like, I'm just going to do bodybuilding. Yeah. I'm going to give myself 2 chances here.
Hay fever's killing me. Sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. I'm going to give myself 2 chances here to get this pro card. Yeah. I was like, there's a couple of serious guys in bodybuilding. There's a couple of serious guys in classic. And I said, I'm just going to increase my chances of doing both. Yeah. Okay. And then I done both in the finals. And then I ended up winning both.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I got the pro card, won classic, got the pro card overall classic, and then I done bodybuilding, got the pro card.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I won. I got 2.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got 2, I swear. But I think I'm the first. I've seen it happen in Europe and stuff. That guys have won 2 pro cards, but I think, don't quote me, but I think I'm the first one in the UK to do it.
So when you want open, so explain this to me now. So open, that was natural, yeah? Not you were natural, but it was a natural class, yeah?
Yeah. All of the classes were natural because it was the natural shows.
And where was it? Who is this with? Sorry? Arnold.
2 bros.
Oh, 2 bros. What, no, you can win? So I heard this is obviously wrong. I heard that at the Two Bros Natural, you can't do open. You can't win a pro card in open. So that's wrong.
Open bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Oh no, you can. I did.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, and the year before, a guy did as well. Yeah, you win a pro. Yeah, if you do the finals and you win, there's a pro card in every men's division. So men's physique,
Yeah.
classic, and bodybuilding. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you got me thinking now. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna say too much on this episode, but yeah, you got me thinking now, boy. Okay.
Yeah. So I remember when that happened, I got a little bit. There was a few people giving me a bit of stick afterwards because they're
You
like,
did both.
yeah, because I won both. Because some people were like, you should have given somebody else the opportunity to win the pro card. Look at you bragging, because obviously I won the first one, which was classic.
Hmm?
And I'm like, I've done it. So that's when the tears came.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. Boom, boom, boom. And then came the bodybuilding overall, and they've called out my number again. And then this time I'm gassed.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yes. And then obviously all my guys, yes.
Yeah.
Two time. And then I put out my hand, I went twice like that. Yeah. So then obviously when people see that online, a few people like giving stick in the comments. But what they don't know is that how the show was run is, so I went and I done classic. So I've gone on, put on my classic trunks, done the my class B classic, won that, came off, had to change into my bodybuilding trunks, and I've done heavyweight, or can't remember, heavyweight bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Done that, won my class.
Done.
So then you go on to the overalls. So I didn't do all of classic, win my card, get the overall, and then do all of bodybuilding.
No. You basically put your chips in for both, because you were like, it gives me a better chance of getting one if I do both classes, because you fit the
criteria for both.
The criteria is the word I was looking for, not category. Yeah, criteria for both. So why not? Nah, man, you're not. Anyway, sorry, can I just say, even if you had done one and then the other, who cares? If you're the best there, then do your thing. This new culture and society that we've got, where people just want to be inclusive, it's not about that. Sport is different. We're competitors. What, you're going to be mad at Man City for getting the treble? Oh, no, they should have shared the FA Cup with Man. No.
No. It doesn't work like that. Yeah.
Everything that's up to offer, I want it. Everything that's up to offer, I want it. Nah, that annoyed me. Nah. These people saying that stuff to you anyway, I guarantee you they've never won anything in their lives. Guarantee you.
Yeah, true.
Guarantee you. The winners ain't telling you that. No way.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, that annoyed me.
I was so gassed. I was so happy. Good. I was like, what?
Good. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know you got it open as well. I saw your classic video with all your boys going ham at the corner of the stage and that.
Oh, yeah.
I saw that. So I didn't know you got open as well. And I've seen obviously pics of you in your men's physique trunks and that kind of stuff on stage competing in that. So I knew you did those, but I didn't know you did open. That's good. I didn't even know you could get an IFBB pro card in the natural Two Bros as open.
Yeah. You can.
Because
100%.
I'm trying to do, so my plans next year, most people know my plans if you follow me on Instagram already, but my plans next year are to do make my DFAC pro debut with the BMBF.
Yeah.
And I always thought to myself, right, if I'm going to go and get a pro card, I'm going to have to do it in classic, because there's no open natural, and I'm not going to beat, I say I'm not going to beat. It's unlikely that I'm going to beat open enhanced guys at a 2. Yeah. It's unlikely. It's never impossible, but it's unlikely. So it's like,
I disagree. I don't know, man. I think you'll do all right, you know?
I need to see, because I don't really know.
You just got to put yourself in and see, because then you're going to be like, all right. Because everybody looks good when you see their pictures.
Yes.
But when you're in the lineup,
yeah,
that's what really matters.
I agree. And I think with me, obviously, I'm going to be hypercritical because it's me. And I think most bodybuilders are hypercritical with themselves. But when I see myself in pictures standing alone, I'm like, all I see is, right, I need to work on that. That needs to be better. I need to be wider. I need this. I need that. then when I see myself in a lineup against guys fighting for like the overall or whatever, I'm like, oh, I'm well good. Like I was
Yeah,
decent.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Literally,
Because
yeah.
until you see,
I prefer seeing myself in lineups than seeing myself by
yes,
myself.
100%. And I post pictures on my own because most of the pictures that I've got are on my own on stage. But my favorite pictures when I look through my camera roll are the ones of me actually battling in a
Yeah,
line.
same,
Like I've
same.
got a video on my YouTube of the pre-judging for the middleweights at BNBF the year I won my pro card in 2021. I think I've watched that about 50 times because every
Yeah,
time I think to myself, gee, man, you you need this, you need that. I kind of have to remind myself, like, Gene, you know you've proven a lot already. You've proven
yeah,
that you're good already. So I've still got this chip on my shoulder mentality when I train, where it's like I train like I've never won a show. I train like
yeah,
I've
yeah, yeah.
lost. You know what I
Same.
mean? I train like I'm
Yeah, me as well. I'm the same, bro. I
yeah.
train like I always got something to prove.
Yes. But what I
Yeah,
don't like to do when I start carrying that out of the gym, it
yeah,
becomes negative energy. It's not channeled anymore. So I just sometimes I need to bring myself back to reality. And sometimes when I post stuff of me on stage on Instagram, yeah, just
yeah,
insight into my mental. Like sometimes it's just so I can remind myself, like, Gene, you are, you know what I mean? You give yourself a hard time. Like,
yeah.
I just see the guys who I believe are ahead of me and think, right, I need this to be able to stand with them or I'm not good enough. I don't
Oh,
think
yeah,
about the
yeah,
guys I've beaten. I don't think
yeah,
about the guys I'm better than because that's irrelevant to me. It's been there, done that. No
yeah,
disrespect to them,
yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
yeah.
you know
But
what I
yeah,
mean?
you look at the guys and you think, all right,
Next
and
up, you know what I mean?
yeah,
You know what I mean? I don't look back. So yeah, it's one of them things, man. It's one of them things. But no, that's interesting. I didn't realize you won 2 IFBB Pro cards. So, well, yeah, man can't say shit.
yeah,
Do you get a lot of so the reason I asked this is because do you know Coach Kendall? Coach by Kendall, I don't know his real name. I believe he's American, but he turned
Oh,
IFBB Pro
Kendall.
card. Yes,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
He won at the Arnold Cup a few months ago.
Yes.
He's competing today, isn't he?
Yes, he's competing today.
Yeah,
I see him
yeah, yeah,
post. He posts like 16 hours out or 17 hours out. He said, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So I have seen relentless hate for this man
yeah,
because he says he's natural. I personally believe, at the very least, because I don't know him on a personal level, I've never spoken to him, I don't know him. At least when at the time of winning his pro card, and then the show he did pretty soon after that, I believe he was natural still. Personally,
yeah,
I believe it. Yeah. Obviously, now I don't know, and I don't say that because of what I've seen or what I heard or what I think. I'm just saying, obviously, you don't know what people do. He could have
yeah,
decided in the last month that he was gonna go on. I don't know. Yeah, but
yeah,
I believe he's telling the truth, and I believe he was always telling the truth that he was natural. The
yeah.
hate that
I
he's
think he's
getting,
telling the truth. Yeah,
yeah, I believe he is.
I was chatting to him in the inbox the other day.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, and I still believe he's natural now.
I believe he's natty. I believe he's natty personally. I just believe he's phenomenal.
Yeah,
I believe he's part of the 1% genetics. Not being
yeah,
funny as well. Again, after seeing him, I still believe that Nathan Williams is probably the best genetic bodybuilder to do it. So it's not like
yeah,
because I don't necessarily think Kendall is better than Nathan. So it's
yeah.
nothing that I haven't seen before. You know what I mean? That's kind of
Yeah,
how
yeah,
I
yeah,
think of
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's nothing that I haven't.
It's not like we haven't like four natural bodybuilders. It's
Yeah,
not like we haven't seen anything like Kendall or
exactly.
Nathan or you or
Yeah,
me
yeah,
or like we see it.
yes,
So it's like
exactly.
if somebody says, "Oh, Kendall's natural," it's gonna be like, "Yeah,
Yeah, my instinct
yeah,
was, well, yeah, he's just phenomenal. There's a
yeah,
difference. You know
yeah."
what I mean?
That's it. Yeah,
He's
yeah,
just one of the
exactly.
best. That's all it is.
Yeah,
But like, yeah, again, I will excuse general population because general population do not know the ins and outs of bodybuilding. They don't know the capabilities, the genetic capabilities of somebody who is part of the 1% genetics.
yeah,
They don't know. They're not around it all the time. They're not even in bodybuilding gyms. They're in commercial gyms where anyone with a six pack is the big guy of the gym. You know what I mean?
yeah,
We
yeah,
surround ourselves in environments where you're almost a number because there's
yeah,
so many of us in there that are high level. You're like,
yeah.
this is normal now.
This is
Yeah,
normal. Yeah,
it's
normal.
normal. So yeah, I do excuse them, but I'll be real. Like some of the things I'm hearing. oh, I'm a natural bodybuilder and I've stood on stage with guys and I'm telling you he can't possibly be natural and this and that. And I just think to myself, I don't really,
Yeah, somebody goes, "Oh, look at his." Yeah, I've seen some of the comments. Look at his shoulders.
I'm
I'm like,
like,
I'm thinking, what's wrong with his shoulders?
yeah,
Like,
nothing,
there's
nothing,
nothing. Yeah.
nothing. I'm just like, I don't get it. But
Or look at his traps, and I'm like,
yeah,
is there like what's wrong with his trap? I can't. What they're
nothing's
seeing,
nothing's wrong with
I
his
can't see.
physique.
Yeah,
Nothing's
yeah,
wrong with his physique. I don't think he has any traditional telltale signs of steroid use. I don't think like Keon Pearson was natural when he was with Flex Wheeler, when Flex Wheeler was his coach at the Arnold and when he was still doing classic physique. He said he was natural.
yeah,
The minute he came out and said, I'm now going to start taking steroids because I want to push up in the ranks, you saw him 2 months, 3 months later, and he looked
yeah,
3 times the size.
yeah,
I feel
yeah,
like if you have to, Kendall clearly has superior genetics. If you have to be told that he's on steroids, he's probably not taking steroids. Because
yeah.
if you're thinking that a 5 pound gap in weight from one show to another after a year is a reason to think, oh my God, he's suddenly taking steroids, you don't know what you're talking about.
No, you don't.
You
You
don't.
don't.
Because if someone with his, again, you never know. I don't have mass amounts of knowledge about steroids and these hyper responding terms and all these other things. But generally speaking, if I definitely have seen guys, I've seen many young guys recently who have transitioned, who I train with in the gym. And I'm telling you, 3 weeks and they have put on 10 to 15 pounds.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're like, where has that come from?
Where does that come from?
Where and
Yeah,
they're not that based on the numbers they're telling me, and based on what I do know of what's average in terms of what to take and how much, they're not doing anything crazy. They're not abusing it. But
yeah.
they train hard, their variables are all on point, they're proper bodybuilders, and then they've added that in as a supplement, which is what it's
As a
supposed to
supplement.
do. And
Yeah.
they just grow like a
Growing.
weed.
Yeah, that's it.
Kendall would have to be either I don't know how tall he is, I don't know how heavy he is. Oh no, he can't be 212.
He was class D, so I think he's about 6 foot.
See, that's what I think. So I'm not gonna say who I was talking to, but I was chatting to somebody about him, yeah. Because in my
Yeah,
head, I'm like, if I turn IFBB Pro, I'm talking about you, I'm talking about Kendall, the natural guys who were doing it, IFBB Pro,
yeah,
yeah. So I'm talking about you guys. I'm like, right, I'm gonna have to be as good or better than these guys to be able to get my card #1, and then to be able to compete with these guys, I need to be
yeah.
as good or better. So I'm chatting to guys about it and this and that and this and that. And he's put his weight as like 217 pounds or something. And I was like, there's no way that he's my height. But who the person I was talking to was like, I think he's like our height. I think he's about because I'm 5'5", so I'm short, yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
like, he's like, I think he's no taller than like 5'7". I'm like, there's no way that he's
No, no,
five
no.
seven, that
He's
heavy.
closer to 6 foot.
He's
He's
got to
closer
be.
to 6 foot.
He
Yeah,
has to be closer to 6 foot. The weight he's coming in, he's still huge. That's not my point.
yeah.
My point is, if he was aesthetic as he is, weighing that much and only being 5'7",
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Not
you wouldn't
happy.
look like that. You'd
Yeah,
look
yeah,
like a block. You would
yeah,
be an open bodybuilder. That's what you'd
yeah,
be. Yeah.
yeah. Too tall,
So
straight up.
yeah. Anyway, again, I've said all of this to ask you a question. Have you received any sort of negativity or hate? And obviously, you get the odd comments because I get the odd comments now, and
Yeah,
I get tested to compete every time.
yeah.
Take like 2 urine tests and a polygraph, and there's always someone out there going, "You can cheat a polygraph." Like I'm
Oh
John,
yeah. There's
like
always
I'm
someone.
John Wick. Like I could
I
just
saw
slow
that on
down
a
my heart
comment.
rate and that.
I saw that on someone's comment. Somebody commented that on someone's post today.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he had a picture. His name's King Dozy or something like that. He had
right.
a picture of his polygraph test, passed
Yeah,
this, and then in the comments was like, it's easy. All you got to do is control your breathing. I was like, these people, man, what's wrong with
these are
them?
people. Yeah, I think some of them are trolls. Some of them are literally people who don't care even about the person or the topic they're talking about. They just go online to be negative.
Control. Yeah, they
Yeah,
just
yeah. I
go
think
online
there are
control.
people who are like that. But then when usually they're the ones with no flipping profile picture.
Yeah, no
And all this
followers, no pictures, no
yeah,
nothing. Yeah,
I ignore those ones. But when
yeah,
I'm talking, I'm seeing people who have real lives on Instagram, kids
yeah,
and that, families, and they got pictures in the gym and this kind of stuff. And I'm like, you're really saying all this stuff that you don't possibly have knowledge about. You couldn't possibly have knowledge about because you don't do it. You're not involved in it. You've never taken a polygraph test. They hook you up from top to toe. There's no way controlling your breathing is going to cheat a polygraph test. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. But yeah, have you received any negativity or hate or anything like that since you've
Yeah, not too much to be honest.
Good.
But yeah, but you know what it is? I've noticed a lot of natural bodybuilders have on their profile natural. I don't personally. I just, you know what? I'm a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
And that's it. Yeah, for me personally, I'm a bodybuilder. If you ask me, I'll tell you I'm natural.
Yeah.
And then I got people that say, "Oh, wicked, sick, you're natural. We're great." And I got people, come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me what you're on. I'm like, I have no reason to lie. This and that. Even down to finals, show day. Like I said, I've done classic, done the overall, won. I had to go straight back, change my trunks, go straight back on stage, won the overall, won. So and as soon as I've won the second one, taking the pictures, this, that, they said, "Okay, Mark, thank you. You've just won 2 overalls, 2 pro cards, blah, blah, blah. Now we've got to take you off for drug testing." And then a couple of people who've been in the crowd were like, "Yeah, make sure you test him."
Really?
Like, yeah. Yeah, make sure you test him. You know what I mean? The other day, even I posted my bloods on my story. So people can see my bloods. There you go. Because I know people don't believe me. But again, even a couple of weeks ago, someone in the gym, and he comes up to me, he goes, "Oh, you know what? I was talking to your coach, and he said, like, you're 39 years old. Like, you're going to be 40 this year." I was like, yeah. And he goes, "Mate, how long you've been training for, like, nearly 2 decades?" I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, "It makes sense now."
Yeah.
He goes, "Because even though you said you was natural, I still had my..."
Yeah.
But he goes, "It makes sense." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm not a young boy in this, and I've been training for a long bloody time. Even if it's not bodybuilding, I have been training."
Yeah. Being in the gym, especially the early stages when you get newbie gains from looking at a dumbbell. You know what I mean? You're good. It doesn't matter whether you're doing things even incorrectly. You're putting on some sort of tissue. You know what I mean? So being in there for 2 decades, that's crazy. I didn't know you were 39, by the way. I thought you were a lot younger. I thought you were a lot younger than that. But yeah, no, that's crazy. And I respect the guy you're talking about who spoke to you like that because I don't mind. I get people ask me all the time. Yeah. Usually in person, not online. In person, people always say to me, like, "Oh, you're still natural, whatever." Especially because in the off season, I get very big. And I think if they haven't seen me on stage before, they don't know how muscular I am for my frame because I've not really got a big frame either. So I think it's surprising when people see me. But usually in like pure gyms or whatever, because I've dipped in and out of like commercial gyms from time to time when I'm looking for a new spot. And oh my God, I get questioned non-stop.
Non-stop, innit? Yeah.
But
non-stop.
They're respectful. They ask me, I say, "Yeah, no, I'm natural. I'd get tested for my shows. I do this, I do that." They'll ask me things like, "Yeah, but if you took it in your off season, wouldn't it be gone by the time?" I'm like, "You got to take a polygraph test. And if you look online and see how to cheat a polygraph test, like people who
there's
work in
always
the army,
there's always an if or a but.
Yeah.
You know, even with the blood test, but you could take it here, you could take it there. Urine test. Somebody say, "Yeah, but as long as you know what times to take things, then the urine test is going to pass." There's always a but or an if.
And it doesn't make sense when you know what you're talking about. But a lot of these lot have seen too many movies and not enough of what real life actually is.
What real life is, yeah.
You think, and no disrespect to anybody, obviously, we're bodybuilders, yeah. We're not The Rock. We're not Usain Bolt. You're telling me that Asafa Powell and all these other great legendary sprinters, Dwayne Chambers and all these people who are at the top of the world and on every billboard everywhere are getting caught for cheating. But us, man, with me 1,800 followers on Instagram and you 10K, 12K, whatever you've got on Instagram, we've got the power to be out here cheating piss tests.
Yeah.
And what influence do we have to be controlling the world like this? You know what I mean? to
Yeah,
cheat out a local bodybuilding show. Like
yeah.
it makes
It's not gonna
absolutely no
happen.
sense.
Yeah, it's
It
not
makes
gonna
no
happen.
sense. They're just I
Yeah,
don't think people apply logic. They see what they see, they can't believe it, and their instinct is to doubt. And
yeah,
having doubt is fine. Being skeptical is fine. You're allowed to think what you think. I just think keep it to yourself. I didn't ask you. Like there are people involved in the industry that it concerns. It concerns the BMBF to know whether I'm taking steroids or not. Hence the reason they test me. It doesn't concern a random on Instagram
yeah. It
what
doesn't.
I'm doing. It doesn't. If you don't like it and you don't believe me, just block me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean. You don't have to follow me. You don't have to
you
like
don't
any
have
of
to
my stuff.
follow me. You don't
You don't
have
have
to.
to.
Yeah,
I,
that's it.
I've never understood it. There's so many political things that pop up on my reels and that Instagram reels and I just scroll straight past, or I just
Yeah,
I mark it as not interested. So
I
it
was
just
not interested. Yeah,
that's
that's it.
it. I'm
That's
not
all you
out
gotta
here.
do.
I'm not out here arguing with people online for things
Nah,
that don't
I,
concern my
I
life.
ignore them online, bro. Yeah,
100%.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
if
yeah.
and then
Yeah.
if people ask me in person, I'll just tell them what it is.
Yeah, but
And I,
people are never
yeah,
people don't have the same audacity in person as they do online.
yeah,
If you
yeah. That's it.
if they don't believe you, they'll be respectful about it and say I don't believe you. And I think most of the time people will just go oh yeah, and then leave. And it's like whatever. I don't think people obviously people are braver online, aren't they? Because
Yeah,
they're not with you. So you're never really well. Hopefully, no one really has to go through that sort of harassment. I
yeah,
definitely haven't. I definitely haven't. People are respectful about it. They ask me a few questions. I clear it up and leave it at that. But
yeah. Same, same,
yeah,
same.
yeah.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
and I'm always transparent with them as well, even down to one of the other reasons because I am pushing. I'm pushing 40 this year, bro.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm at the tail, especially when it comes to natural.
yeah,
I'm surviving.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So like I done my bloods to see, make sure all my levels are at a point where I can still gain muscle and
yes,
do my thing. And then my hormones, my tests and everything is in the right place,
yeah,
which they are.
yeah.
They're in a great place. So even better for me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but let's say it's scenario, if they were all low, and I've said this to a few people, if everything was super low, I'd go on TRT, or
Yeah,
I might just say, you know what, if I'm just gonna do TRT,
you might as well.
I might as well just go all the way and do tests. So I'm
Yeah,
at that point now. Is if it was,
yeah,
I would the same way I put my bloods in the story. If I would have done it and said, look, everything's low, I'm pushing 40, my test is shot, this
yeah,
is shot, that is shot. Now I'm gonna
yeah,
jump on
yeah,
because I have a genuine reason to
yeah,
jump
yeah,
on if I
yeah,
want to carry on bodybuilding.
yeah.
And even without bodybuilding, obviously,
You still need
minimal
TRT.
requirement, I'd have to do TRT.
Yeah, yeah,
Minimal.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I just, do you know what you say that, yeah? And it just sprung to mind. Like, say you came out tomorrow and go, okay, I was natural, but today I'm starting a full cycle and I'm gonna get as big as possible and make it to the open. Yeah.
Yeah.
That doesn't negatively affect anybody or anything you're doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're
Yeah.
not cheating. So people's for some reason you saying you're natural bugs people, and I'm like, I don't get it. Why? Why does it bother you so much? Even
Yeah.
if not you personally, but even if somebody else, this imaginary bodybuilder was lying and saying he was natural and he wasn't, but he was competing as an IFBB pro. What business is it of yours? I don't get it.
None of their business. Yeah. None
Why
of their
you
business.
like? I don't understand. Like, I
Yeah.
don't understand. I get if you're like pushing out training or ebooks or whatever, and you're saying the reason I know what I'm doing is because I'm natural and I'm doing this, then you're just lying to people. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's different. But if I say, here's my ebook, I can get you in shape. Also, I happen to be natural, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't see because I'm not. There's no way in hell anyway. Like if I get a client who's not genetically gifted, just because I'm your coach doesn't mean I can make you look like me.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. That's not what a coach
It
does.
doesn't work
Anyway.
like that. Yeah.
So whether
Yeah.
I'm natural, whether I'm not natural, whether I'm skinny, whether I'm fat, whether I'm stacked, it doesn't matter. The quality
Yeah.
of coaching I'm giving you is the quality of coaching I'm
It's the
giving
quality of coaching I'm giving you. Exactly. I've got friends that are on PEDs. I've got
you. Yeah,
clients that are on PEDs.
yeah, yeah,
You get what I mean?
yeah.
So I've
I
got
don't
natural clients.
understand.
I've got clients that are on PEDs.
Yeah,
It's what it is, man. This is bodybuilding.
I don't understand at all. It's always perplexed me. Like from the very get go of my bodybuilding journey, like I've been around people who are on steroids and talk to me about what they do and this and that and this and that. And I've always just kind of been like, oh yeah, cool. No judgment. But
Yeah,
like
no,
the other way around, they just hate it. And I don't get
yeah.
it. Don't get it. Anyway, I don't want to stay on this negativity too much. What so apart from bodybuilding, I know you're a busy man with clients and that kind of stuff. You make your livelihood, I assume, through coaching and PTing and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
What in your spare time, what other interests, hobbies, what else do you do? Or are you the type of guy who you like bodybuilding and bodybuilding pays your bills, they go hand in hand and it's just that? Like, are you interested in much else?
Uh, Not really.
Nah,
No, I
nah.
don't. I spend time with my family.
Yeah, yeah,
As Yeah, I socialize with my friends and family,
yeah.
whether it be, you know, going out to eat, cinema,
Mm.
usual
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Just have some fun with loved ones,
Yeah, yeah,
close friends, family, and that's me. Yeah, sit down, go smoke some shisha, catch up.
yeah. Mm.
That's me. I'm simple like that. I just like to be around my close ones and
Yeah.
have a good time.
What's your heritage? What's your heritage?
Grenada. My
You're
family's
Grenadian as
from Grenada.
well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
shit. I didn't
yeah,
know
yeah.
that.
My
Oh
family's from
shit.
Grenada.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's I was gonna say it's a Caribbean thing. Like I feel like we get to a point where like obviously I'm married and whatever. I'm 28 by the way for people who don't know. But I'm married and whatever. And I don't know, I'm just so chill. Like I'm one of them people. I just like to, yeah, socialize with the missus, go out with my cousins, my brothers, who are some of my best friends, and
Yeah.
like just, you know what I mean? Just chill from time to time, depending on the occasion, have a drink like Christmas or whatever the case may be. It's probably once or twice a year max.
Yeah.
This year I don't think I've had a drink because my missus is pregnant. So
Oh, okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. So I said to her,
Congrats, bro.
yeah, thank you, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
I said if you can't drink, I won't drink. It's fine. Like
Yeah.
it don't really bother me anyway. I don't really drink anyway. So yeah, but yeah, I was just like, I find there's a lot of similarities in the way that Africans as well, but I just find that there's a lot of similarities in the way we choose to have fun when we have families. I just find that there's a massive similarity. But yeah, no, I was interested. I didn't know you were Grenadian. I don't know
Yeah.
many Canadians, you know. I don't know
Don't
many
you?
other than people who are my family. Reading don't have many. It's all Barbados and Jamaica. It's
Oh, is it? Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like Northwest London, so
Right.
got a lot of Jamaica. We've got like if you go like Harlesden, Neasden, Willesden, it's like little Caribbean, bro. So it's
Is
like
it?
yeah, yeah. You got all of the islands there, man. Trini,
Listen, no.
Grenada,
Nah,
all of them.
Reading's all right. Reading's all right. It's multicultural in general. But yeah,
Yeah.
no, I don't know many Grenadians who ain't already my family. That's yeah,
Okay.
not
Yeah.
at all. But yeah, no, no,
Beautiful place though, isn't it?
oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I
Beautiful
love it.
place.
I love it.
Yeah.
Were you born in the UK?
I was born in the UK, but yeah, both my parents Grenada. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was born in the UK. My mum was born in Hammersmith in London, and then my dad was born in Grenada. But
Oh, nice.
but yeah, she moved. It was weird. She was born here. I think she stayed here for maybe a few years, and then she
Yeah.
moved back to Grenada till she
There's
was
a
like,
lot of Grenadians in West London as well. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
West
yeah,
London, Hammersmith, Shepherd's Bush,
yeah,
a lot of
yeah,
Grenadians.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember when I was younger going Shepherd's Bush and Blackbush
Yeah.
and all these places all the
Yeah.
time.
With the roti hut and that, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You already know. You already know. Listen,
Yeah.
when did I go to Grenada? I went. Did I go last year? Yeah, yeah. I went last year, June.
Yeah.
Again, that was like my third time going. And I want to go back, man. One thing I didn't go the first time I ever went. I was 18. I want to say was the first time I ever went. So
Yeah.
I'm like with my child that's on the way when they finally get here, like when they need to be old enough to remember it. I'm talking like 7, 8 years old, but I
Yeah.
want to make sure they go early. I want to make sure I bring them down there early. Like my family's got land and housing out there and this and that. So it's not like it's going to be difficult. It's usually just a ticket and then you just fly.
Yeah. And then you just, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like you got to spend 2 grand, 3 grand to go out to the Caribbean. It's not
Yeah.
like
All you need is the tickets.
that's it.
Yeah.
£500, get a ticket, and you're good.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, 100%. I want to make sure I immerse my child in it a lot earlier. But yeah, I like traveling in general, even if I don't take them there. I'm
Yeah,
always
me too. I love traveling.
love traveling.
I was in, where was I? Portugal couple of last month
Okay.
or the month, yeah, last month. I'm taking going with the family to Turkey next month.
Mm.
I'm going to be in Dubai in November with Refined Nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
That's the company that sponsors me,
Yeah.
supplement company. So we're going to be at they got a booth at Refined at Dubai Muscle Show. Sorry.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to be out there for the booth and stuff for the weekend. So I'm well looking forward to that, man. And that's falls around the time of my birthday. I'm going to stay out there a couple extra days and enjoy my birthday. Big one, isn't it?
Good, good. Yeah, man. 40 is a big
Yeah,
one. 40 is a big one.
yeah.
So what sorry. So you coach and PT full time, yeah?
Yeah. Mainly coaching now. I
Good.
do a couple of PTs and I'm doing posing as well. I've got a posing client shortly, actually.
Yeah.
Um,
What time? Because I don't
yeah,
want to keep you on there too long. What time?
about 10 more. Yeah, 10 more minutes and then
That's
we're
fine.
good. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
fine. That's fine. That's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah. So yeah, mainly online coaching, posing. I do a couple of sessions, but not too many. Not too many.
Okay. Where are you based then? Let's promote you now. So you said Northwest London, yeah?
Yeah, I'm from Northwest London, but I am in Graftism in Watford.
I need to go there because Lewis says how good it is out there. Because
Oh, great.
he's recommended
Come
a
down.
couple.
Yeah, we'll,
Yeah.
we'll, we'll after we'll arrange a session anyway, man. We'll get
Yeah.
down. I'll come down to Reading one time as well, man, and we'll get
Yeah,
it done.
100%. Yeah, I don't train in Reading no more. I'm gym joints in Hemel Hempstead.
Oh yeah. I can come to
Yeah.
Hemel easy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, Hemel. So 100% I'll go up there anyway. I'll shout Lewis. The man always like to travel to these gyms anyway.
Yeah.
They're always somewhere.
Yeah, we'll do a link up, man.
Yeah, facts,
Do a
100%,
link up.
100%. My hernia surgery, I got a call. I got my final consultation call. They sent me a date of July 17th. So I'm trying to get everything in, like, because I'm linking up with a few people between now and then. So I'm trying
Yeah.
to get everything in before I get surgery because they're saying 4 to 6 weeks off. I'm not gonna do
Okay.
that. I'm not doing
Yeah.
that. I'm gonna take a week off and then I've made a plan. I've made a training program where I don't have to activate my core too hard to do
Okay.
certain movements. So
Too hard.
it's all gonna be pump movements like 4 kilo dumbbells and 10 kilo dumbbells
Okay.
max. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, it's
But
nothing
yeah, just to
crazy.
push some blood into the muscle for a few
That's
weeks
that's
until
all
you
I
can.
need. That's all I need because I gain weight when I rest. I don't lose it.
Yeah.
So I know I'll be big, but the problem is I don't want to be fat and then have to
Yeah.
lose it again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I need to make sure I stay on top of it. But yeah. Anyway, cool. We'll wrap it up because I want to give you time to get set up for your next client and that. Before we go, is there anything you would like to promote? Obviously, you've already mentioned your sponsor and that. So is there anything you want to promote, talk about, get guys for potential clients for your posing
Um.
area?
Yeah. So yeah. Again, I'll just pick up my sponsorship company, Refined Nutrition. Go check them out on Instagram. If you like any of the subs, then grab it and you can use my code FitWiz. Also, I have a clothing company, Tinos, which stands for There Is No Off Season. So you can check them out on Instagram, tinosldn, because I do believe there is no off season. Because off season is as hard as prep and on season. So my mentality is there is no off season. Make sure put in that work all the way through.
Yeah,
There's no time. There's obviously rest, but in
yeah,
terms, there's no time off. You've got to keep your
yeah.
finger on the button
I
if
like
you
it.
want to make that progress.
I like it. I like it.
And
Cool.
yeah, that's it, really. Yeah. And then in terms of shows and stuff, I wanted to do the Naturals in Virginia this year, but due to it being around the time of my birthday, the Dubai Muscle Show, I'm not going to do it. But I have started a mini cut, so you might see me jump into something,
Mm.
but I'm going to leave that there.
Good. Well, yeah. I'm gonna tag your Instagram on the video and in the description below. So anybody who wants to keep up with Mark's movements, last minute shows, all of that kind of stuff, then follow him on Instagram. I'll also tag the code you put up for Refined Nutrition and your clothing line. he, as he said already, Graftism, Watford is where he's based.
Graftism, Watford, yeah.
So anyone in that general area who wants posing, PT,
Posing,
or just
coaching, PT, yeah, give me a shout.
Yeah, love that.
Yeah.
Mark, thank you again. I appreciate your time.
No, it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure, bro.
Yeah, one of my favorite episodes so far. I enjoyed it, mate. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you, man.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. Sorry,
we'll
go on.
link up, man. We'll get some.
100%.
We'll get some
When I take the camera off, we'll sort out a date.
Okay, yeah.
When I come up, we'll sort out a date. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and see you next time. Cheers.
Peace.